What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I'll be bringing you a small bit of the new changes to Deepwoken from today's weekly update. It seems like balancing is a pretty large portion of this patch, so let's get right into it. Starting off strong, this isn't really balancing, but this new feature, attribute locking, has been requested for such a long time. Ever misclick and ruin your whole build? Well, I know I have, but people were doing that with the wrong stats, and now that shouldn't really be a problem. By toggling the attribute lock next to any stat, you will no longer be able to increase your stat regardless of the XP. See, it's locked and it does not go up. It even says you've locked this attribute and it can no longer be increased. Moving on, we have some interesting frost straw buffs. We got a few changes that might be a bit unnecessary. First off, unyielding frost was changed. Originally it had allowed the chilled status on mantras to pass through block with a duration of 50%, basically just cutting it in half, but now that duration has been increased to about 80% and you lose way less time. On block, your chill will almost last the full status duration, but I think this talent is still pretty boring. Anyway, some frost mantras got an increase in stats that I want to talk about. Frost Grab, debatably one of the worst mantras in all of Deepwoken, and definitely the worst grab, got its wind up reduced by 10% and the hitbox is much larger, and I won't lie, it's pretty damn fast, and I guess the hitbox is better. It's hard to say right now, but Frost Grab might be on the come up, and I might use this. After this, Ice Cubes got a posture damage buff, travel speed buff, and they reduced the wind up. Like what? To be honest, I thought this mantra was good enough, but hey, I'm loving these new changes, especially for my new build, and yeah, Ice Cubes is even better. Something interesting that actually nerfs Flame Charm is the photosensitive version of Flame Blind. A lot of players, including myself, hate how this move just flashbangs your entire screen, and with photosensitive mode, Flame Blind turns your screen black instead of white, and I don't have that many problems with this mantra, but seriously, this is appreciated. Next up, I'm pretty excited about this, and as a Blindseer fan, I gotta jump at any and all buffs. And hey, Sightless Beam wind up got cut by 20%, meaning you can laser players much faster. I'm all for that, and I want to see some crazy combos with Blindseer. Those were a few of the large buffs this week, but we must talk about the nerfs. Of course, a large portion of last week was dealing with Iron Sing, and Needle Barrage was destroying players. For some reason, the damage was crazy for an unpunishable mantra, and luckily its damage was reduced as it should be. Also, Metal Ball can be punished on whiff or miss, which is great. Something else that many players have been requesting is the Neve critical nerf, and finally this has come around in a weird way, and this attack still guard breaks, but the windup has been increased. It's noticeable, but I don't think this makes Fist terrible. Now, a giant change that cuts down passive regen is the reduced healing and duration of Flame Wisp in combat, so Flame and any build with this will be suffering. This mantra was probably top 3 in the game, and the passive healing was way too good, so it had to be hit. Besides this, stacking passive physical resistance also suffered too, because Arcwarder lost 5% resistance, and nerf to Flame Wisp and Orbital Ice is way less effective in combination. For Arcwarder specifically, I'll be making a full video in depth looking at this change, so don't worry about that. The final huge patch that I'll talk about is the removal of uppercuts in Dark Rift. Shadowcast users would dodge and still be able to hit people, which was definitely not fair, and a lot of people in the PvP Discord were complaining about this, but supposedly this has been removed and I'm loving it. That's all for now, but later this week I'll go into some of the specific changes added in this update. My anime and character builds are coming, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one, and it's punching time!